morning Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc.
Guyana's president concerned that substitutes filling in for striking educators can't teach the nation's children at high enough standards. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Friday, August 31. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Ricardo Roberts. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. President David Granger has described as an unhappy resort the Ministry of Education's decision to use retired and student teachers in classrooms abandoned by striking teachers who are pressing for a 40% wage hike. The teachers began their industrial action on Monday ahead of next week's formal opening of the new school term.
Naturally, the resort to retired teachers or student teachers is undesirable. We would prefer to have the regular teachers in the classrooms. So this is an unhappy result, but it is the only way we can ensure that our students receive continuous education, those who are preparing for exams next year. We would prefer to have unbroken education, unbroken schooling for them. So it is a temporary measure, if you want to call it a band-aid, and it is not meant to last beyond the present crisis.
The president said the government is actively searching for fresh sources of funding to satisfy the teachers' needs. Efforts to reach a settlement between the Ministry of Education and the Guyana Teachers Union, GTU, on Thursday failed, with both sides sticking to their positions. The government has said it is offering $700 million Guyana dollars to cover across-the-board increases and $200 million to cover debunching. President Granger, who had urged the GTU to reconsider its position, told reporters that there will be problems of capacity in terms of engagement. He said experienced retirees may have the knowledge and trainee teachers are just what they are and would not have the knowledge to teach the nation's children to the expected standard.
Naturally, there will be problems of capacity in terms of engagement. The experienced retirees may have the knowledge. Obviously, trainee teachers are just what they are. They're on the training, and they would not have the knowledge to teach the children to the standard that is expected. So we hope that this crisis is of short duration and that we go back to normalcy. This is abnormal to have teachers, retired teachers and trainee teachers. It's abnormal, and we hope to return to normalcy as quickly as possible.
Now, following the talks on Thursday, both the Ministry of Education and the GTU said they were willing to allow the conciliatory process to continue, even though the GTU said that it has no faith in the Labour Department serving as the mediator. But in a statement on Thursday night, the Ministry of Education said the strike should be called off since the process is already at conciliation and that avenue should be exhausted. It wants both sides to agree to terms of resumption and for the conciliation process to continue. But the union said the strike will continue, and it's hoping that the government, through the Ministry of Education, either agrees to arbitration or makes a new offer to teachers that's acceptable. We stay in Guyana, where there's a new top cop following consultations with opposition leader Barra Jagdeo. President David Granger announced that Leslie Albert James will serve as Commissioner of Police with immediate effect. He said James would be supported by 4 deputy commissioners. Speaking to the media after his swearing-in, James said he is prepared for the challenge. We get more in this Capital News report.
Guyana's new top cop said his mandate is very clear and he will endeavor to ensure that all the laws of Guyana are maintained and public peace is kept.
In a professional and unbiased manner, I will execute the office of Commissioner of Police. I will ensure the citizens in Guyana, also in the diaspora, to be assured of their respective security.
James said he's fully aware of what is expected of himself and the 4 deputy commissioners.
There is a plan, of course, would not be made public at this point, but I will be meeting with my team just after the swearing ceremony, and we will sit, we will deliberate, strategize. I'm fully aware of what is expected of me, what is expected of the team, what is expected of the Guyana Police Force. This moment is a moment I've always waited for, and now being appointed the Commissioner of Police, I will execute that mandate without favor, affection, malice, or anything.
Touching on the crime situation, the Commissioner said he is aware that there are concerns about the fear of crime and the incidence of crime.
We will be dealing with those matters. We'll be sitting, as I said, strategizing and being proactive. The force will be maintained as an intelligence-led one. We will ensure Guyana, its environs, borders, etc., interior locations, as is alluded to by His Excellency, be crime-free as much as practical.
James is the 12th Commissioner of Police to serve since independence.
Police in Haiti on Friday confirmed that unidentified gunmen fired shots and threw an explosive device at the private residence of the President of the Senate and the National Assembly, Joseph Lambert. The authorities said the incident occurred during the early hours of Wednesday. They said gunmen had thrown the explosive device in the courtyard of the house and fired gunshots at the building. There were no casualties. Lambert has not made any comment on the incident and said he is allowing the police to conduct their investigations. The main opposition St. Lucia Labour Party, the SLP, is questioning the rationale behind plans announced by Prime Minister Alain Chastanet to demolish a number of historical buildings in the capital, including the Parliament, to make way for a green park. The SLP described Chastanet's announcement to knock down the buildings, including the courthouse and the printery, as a hasty and ill-conceived, and called for greater consultation on the matter. The Prime Minister said he's hoping to have the demolition done by the end of the year, and the goal is to keep the area as an open space to develop it as a park. But opposition leader Philip J. Pearce said he is baffled by the plans, and he questions where workers at the offices which were being demolished would be accommodated.
I really don't know what the Prime Minister is saying. I don't understand what he's saying. St. Lucia, we are short of office space. Where will they put the offices? Where will they put the printery? What will happen to the Parliament building if it's knocked down? Where will they go? I mean, this is, I really don't understand. And by the end of this year, so that means the Prime Minister will build alternative accommodation for the printery, for the Parliament building, for the courthouse.
Philip believes that more consultation, discussion and expert inputs are needed before moving ahead with the proposed Castries Park.
The Prime Minister either believes that people are foolish or people believe anything he says for a particular reason. The reasons I shall keep to myself. You not do this, you have to have experts. There must be, you have to people come and discuss it with you. You can't just stay out of your head and say you're going to knock down buildings and put some green space. You can't do it. It has to be, you have to look at the environmentalists. In fact, if the Prime Minister had continued to pay the subvention to the National Trust, probably he might have got some advice from them free.
Meanwhile, vendors located in the areas near the landmark buildings are concerned that their livelihoods may be threatened.
Why here? They should try somewhere else to do that. Because that's the only pantry we have. And the market itself, that's why I sell. The market itself, they need to pave there for us, make a better market where we cannot get wet. It will affect me because that's what I do. That's my daily bread for my kids. Because I have 3 beautiful children depend on me for food.
Some are questioning whether the government will find a suitable location for vendors who may be affected by the initiative.
Well, I don't have a problem with them destroying it and doing what they want to do. The problem I have is where they're going to put me.
Vendors say that they learned of the park from the media and that the government has not discussed the matter with them. Prime Minister Alan Shasley unveiled plans for the park as part of efforts to revamp the capital at a twinning ceremony last week.
And that report from HTS News Force. Coming up in Caribbean Newsline, the Barbados government awaits the green light from the IMF on its economic recovery plan. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Dominica's World Creole Music Festival in 2018, October 26, 27, 28 at the Windsor Park Stadium in the capital city, Roseau. 3 nights, over 8 genres, 40 years of independence, 1 location, Dominica, the 20th edition of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival. For more information, like our Facebook page, Dominica Festivals. Visit our website, www.dominicafestivals.com for all travel, accommodation, and ticketing details. My love, my home, my Dominica. Building a resilient nation. See you there! Proudly sponsored by the Government of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority.
Barbados is awaiting approval from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, on its Economic and Recovery Transformation Plan. BERT, as it's being called, is aimed at reversing the island's economic situation. Barbadian economist Dr. Kevin Greenidge, who heads the recently formed Joint Economic Team, says the program is expected to be discussed with the IMF officials next month. At a media briefing on Thursday, Greenidge said to date, the Washington-based Inter-American Development Bank has agreed to provide Barbados with $100 million in funding, while the Caribbean Development Bank has pledged $30 million. The economist said that once the plan is endorsed by the Washington-based financial institution, international investors would be encouraged to bring in capital to execute various projects. Over in the Cayman Islands now, Immigration Counselor Austin Harris says the territory's immigration amnesty has accomplished its goal. He took that position although 7% of the 200 people flagged by immigration under the amnesty took advantage of the offer, which expired Friday. We get more in this Cayman 27 News report.
Winds down on immigration's overstayers and work permit defaulters amnesty. Councillor Austin Harris says the effort was fruitful.
But certainly the government believes that the amnesty was indeed a success, and we're happy with the numbers.
According to immigration's last amnesty update, 14 people, including 3 children, made use of the offer to exit Cayman without prosecution.
The greatest impact in addressing these overstayers is removing those hindrances that would otherwise create, we hope, more opportunities for Caymanians.
At the start of the effort, immigration officials said they wanted to nip criminal activities they believed were being committed in part by illegal residents. Mr. Harris says that has happened in some measure.
And we believe that those who took advantage, as well as those that will be prosecuted for overstaying by the enforcement unit, it will also have a positive impact, whilst perhaps maybe small, but positive nonetheless, on crime.
He says those who are breaching the law should come clean, as the amnesty offer is time sensitive.
Those who failed to take advantage of that amnesty, enforcement will continue.
Mr. Harris says many of those who surrendered under the amnesty had to be deported at government's expense as required by law.
Trinidad and Tobago on Friday observed its 56th anniversary of political independence from Britain with the traditional military parade and statements from politicians on the socio-economic development of the Twin Islands Republic. President Paula May Weeks noted that independence is a work in progress and urged citizens to continue ensuring the development of the country. She said the Twin Islands Republic has enjoyed a relatively stable democracy, significant economic transformation and general improvements in the quality of life of its citizens since its independence. But considering the current challenge of crime and the economy, plus the island's use of the London-based Privy Council as its final court, the world economy and global climate change, Weeks questioned how independent Trinidad and Tobago really was. In his message, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said the anniversary of independence provides citizens with another opportunity to reflect on the meaning of citizenship and the value of national identity. He said times of difficulty gives rise to the urge to retreat to narrow interests and partisan lines can become the strongest, but he encouraged citizens to resist this and seek instead an agreeable guidepost. Opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar said the independence anniversary provides an opportunity to undertake a sober, piercing assessment of the nation's progress and the difficulties that still lie ahead. She said the question must be asked whether the country has achieved what the forefathers were aiming for when they fought for independence more than half a century ago. And the weekend Newsline entertainment, we catch up with Team Guyana, which recently arrived in Barbados for the first ever regional karaoke competition.
With a patriotic smile, Team Guyana arrived in Barbados ready to compete. Karaoke, a popular pastime activity, will for the first time be a competition for all across the region. The first leg of competition will see the team from the land of many waters take on the Bajans. We got a chance to meet with Team Guyana, and they wasted no time with stating their main goal, claiming the crown.
Come out in your numbers and support Guyana. Guyana Barbadians, you just come out and support whoever is there who wants to see, who wants to know all about karaoke. Just come out and learn something from the Guyanese. We're in it to win it.
All my Guyanese over here, please come out and support us. Georgetown, the winning team.
I feel so elated that we're able to meet with another group. And I know both teams will have fun. However, we've come here with the intention of doing our best to be on top.
Guyana meets Barbados. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be good fun. Very competitive, very heaty, but very nicely done for this season. And I'm excited to be here. I'm just encouraging everyone that's listening, that's looking, to come down on Saturday. It's gonna be crazy, good fun, hot vibes.
We were lucky enough to get a sneak peek of what to expect on competition night.
I who have nothing, and I who have no one, adore you, I want you so. Come on, people, come out and just listen.
I'm wiser now. I'm not the foolish girl you used to know so long ago. I'm stronger now. So Barbados, come out stronger in numbers. Georgetown is here for you.
I still wish the very best for you.
In these times, nobody wants to be a victim. In these times, ladies, come out, enjoy. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch.
Guyana's team leader, LaShawn Charles, explained what she thinks is the importance of karaoke.
I think karaoke is a stepping stone for persons who are in the musical field or who have talent in that field and probably may not know how to get through or how to expand. But I think that you can start with karaoke. It's a great stepping stone.
And you can look out for the karaoke competition on Saturday at 9:50 p.m. on Carib Vision. And ahead in Newsline Sport, England to have its biggest ever tour of the Caribbean. Stay with us. Sport is next.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation.
Be prepared. Remain dressed with shoes in the event that an evacuation is required.
This summer and fall, Brilliant Barbados is offering you hotel discounts of up to 40% off regular rates when you book through Expedia before October 31st, 2018. Discover our Dine Around program specials at participating restaurants across the island, starting from US $50 per person on 3-course meals. For further information and full details to book your Barbados holiday, visit brilliantbarbados.com.
I also think it's kind of weird that the only one that I had more energy on was the Perry. But that kind of makes sense too because I use the Perry more.
I use it very often.
But it's also lower than the other two as far as energy goes.
Yeah, because when you parry, you have to angulate onto the target, so that made it a lot less
energetic.
Yeah, a lot less energetic.
All right, break it up.
So for stir frying, you need a bit of a higher heat, so medium to high. Not high, but between medium and high. So that's just about a half a minute. You can add our shrimp here now. Okay guys, so we cook this for about 2 minutes on the first side and we flip them over.
England's tour of the Caribbean, beginning in January next year, will be its biggest tour of the region in a decade, comprising 3 test matches, 5 one-day internationals, and 3 T20 internationals. During the 2-month tour, Barbados, Antigua, and St. Lucia will host the 3-match test series. Barbados, Grenada, and St. Lucia will share the ODIs, and St. Lucia and St. Kitts will host the T20Is. With the recently announced ICC Future Tours program for 2019 to 2023, this will be the last 3-format England tour of the Caribbean for the foreseeable future. The teams will once again contest the Wisden Trophy, with England having won the last series 2-1 last year. The Windies will also be seeking to overcome a 12-year series losing streak against England in the ODI series. Chief Executive Officer of Cricket West Indies, Johnny Grave, said every effort was being made to ensure the series was a successful one. And CWI President Dave Cameron thanked the governments that invested their resources, saying they recognize the economic impact the tour will have on their respective countries. Over to the CPL now. Wet conditions as a result of rain forced the abandonment of the match between St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots and St. Lucia Stars at Warner Park on Thursday night. Rain had delayed the start of the scheduled 6 p.m. match, and when the showers abated, parts of the square were left unfit for play. Now, both teams gained a point from the washout, with Patriots 4th in the CPL standings on 7 points and Stars moving into 5th on 5 points, with one preliminary game left in the campaign. Jamaica Talawas sit top of the standings on 10 points. And Barbados Trident's assistant coach Vaspo Drakes has bemoaned the side's lack of execution and said they face a difficult road ahead as they attempt to rescue their failing CPL campaign. Tridents have lost all 3 on the trot as their home base, Kensington Oval, and with just 2 wins in 6 outings overall, lie one from bottom in the 6-team standings, with their chances of reaching the playoffs quickly diminishing. Drakes told a media conference ahead of the crucial clash against Guyana Amazon Warriors that they are definitely staring down the barrel. Trident started their CPL campaign positively with a convincing 30-run win over Amazon Warriors just over 2 weeks ago, but have since lost 4 of 5 matches and have only 4 points. Tridents must win scenarios in their remaining games. They close out their 5-game home leg against St. Lucia Stars on Sunday before heading to Warner Park in Bastia to take on St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Over to football now, where the Bermuda Football Association on Thursday named 4 Europe-based players in a 22-man national team squad for their opening CONCACAF Nations League qualifier against Aruba next month. The squad, captained by Reggie Lamb, includes Dante Leverock, a defender who had already scored 7 goals this season for his Swedish club Narva Trojans, William White, who plays in Finland, Willie Clemens, who plays in Sweden, and Iceland-based Zico Lewis, as well as Jonte Smith, who plays for English non-league club Lewis. Newcomers in the squad include Aaron Spencer, Liam Evans, Shikari Furbert, Razir Smith-Jones and London Steed Jackson. The match on September 9th had been moved to the Stadion Iglio Hato in Curacao because Aruba's home venue is unavailable. The team will take part in a 2-day training camp in Miami before flying to Curacao. Bermuda face St. Martin on October 12th and El Salvador November 16 before finishing the qualifying phase with an away match against the Dominican Republic on March 24, 2019. And as for sports, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc.
Coming to New Jersey, the official national soccer team of Jamaica will face the national team of Ecuador. September 7th, 8 p.m. at the Red Bull Arena. Jamaica versus Ecuador with all their stars. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the stadium and at a Delgado travel agency near you. Free admission for children under 10. Restrictions apply. Jamaica versus Ecuador. Brought to you by SPD Sports. Don't miss this exciting match.
Dominica's World Creole Music Festival in 2018, October 26, 27, 28 at the Windsor Park Stadium in the capital city, Roseau. 3 nights, over 8 genres, 40 years of independence, 1 location, Dominica, the 20th edition of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival. For more information, like our Facebook page, Dominica Festivals. Visit our website, www.dominicafestivals.com for all travel, accommodation, and ticketing details. My love, my home, my Dominica. Building a resilient nation. See you there. Proudly sponsored by the Government of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority.
Drove up today to Vermont, been on the water a couple hours, and my assessment is as follows. A lot more difficult than I thought. Thought the fishing would be a little bit better. Can't wait to get a big bite. Getting a little frustrated. Not concerned about anything other than a big fish. I'm a little bit hungry. I could use a few more beers. I would like to have a cigar right now. If you want to give me a 4-pounder at the end of my Kermit the Frog, I'd be happy and I would smile and I would shake your hand.
Again, the major developments of this day, Guyana's president concerned that substitutes filling in for striking educators can't teach the nation's children at high enough standards. And in sport, England to have its biggest ever tour of the Caribbean starting next January. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sports round the clock, subscribe to CanadaNews.com. For more of our programming, log on to caribvision.tv and subscribe to Caribvision's YouTube channel. We'll be back here again on Monday, but from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night.